Good morning, dear students. A warm welcome to all of you for our today's digital session for the subject Science and Technology Section A. In our previous session, we have completed with the explanation for chapter number 13, Carbon, an important element. Today, as informed to you, we are going to start with the discussion of textual exercise. So, I request all of you to be present for this session with a textbooks and a pencil in your hands. So, without wasting time, let us begin with the textual exercise. Already, we have completed question number 1 in our previous session. Let us go through it once again and then we will move ahead. Question number 1 is select the proper option and complete the statements. Options are given to you. I have not typed the options on this slide because textbooks are there in front of you. The first question is a carbon atom forms a dash bond with other atoms. You know it forms a covalent bond, and in this bond the two atoms they share electrons. You have studied about carbon. Carbon believes in sharing of electrons rather than give and take. Next, all the carbon bonds in a saturated hydrocarbon share electrons. When you speak about carbon, then it is sharing of electrons. At least one carbon bond in an unsaturated hydrocarbon is, for an hydrocarbon to be unsaturated, then the carbon to carbon bond is either double bond or triple bond. Means from the option, the answer is multiple, not a single bond, but multiple. Next one, dash is the essential element in all the organic compounds. We have seen carbon is the essential element in most of the foodstuffs, your clothes, fuels, etc. And the last one, the element hydrogen is present in dash organic compound. Now it is not present in all the organic compounds. It is present in most of the organic compounds because in the digests or somewhere the answer given is all, which is wrong. Page number 143, if you refer, the very first line of that page says, along with carbon, the element hydrogen is also included in most organic compounds. So the correct answer is most. Here we complete question number 1, that is fill-ups. Now we move towards the next question. Question number 2. Question number 2A is omitted. Many of the questions in this chapter I have omitted because they are not relevant to all the topics which are given. Why are carbon and its compounds used as fuels? So in short, you know why they are used as fuels, because they are used in the production of electricity and all. So we are not going to write question number 2A. We begin with question number 2B. In which compound forms does carbon occur? In which compound forms? Now here they have not asked about the free state, they have asked about the compounds. So for the marking of answer, all of you refer page number 139. Page number 139. You can see the heading on this page, occurrence of carbon. Under that, the very first paragraph, third line, carbon they have given in the free state is found as diamond and graphite, and in the combined state. So wherever you see about the combined state, there you just add carbon in the combined state exists in the following compounds. I hope you have got it. Page number 139, very first paragraph. You can see carbon in the combined state exists in the following compounds. Then all the 4 points you can copy as they are given as carbon dioxide and in the form of carbonates such as calcium carbonate, marble, calamine, fossil fuels as coal, petroleum, natural gas, carbonaceous nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and natural fibers as cotton, wool, silk. So all the 4 points are given in the textbook. So only one line you have to add over there. Now question number 2C. Question number 2C is write the uses of diamond. So there one more word I have added, write the uses of diamond and graphite. So change the question, write the uses of diamond and graphite. Now I don't have to give you this answer, very clearly the uses are given in the textbook. I will give you the reference page number. Page number 14040, you will get the uses of diamond. In the textbook they have given 5 uses. Out of the 5, you can select any 3 and write in the notebook, because this question will not exceed more than 3 marks. And maximum I will be asking 3 uses. I will not ask 5 uses for 5 marks. So any 3 uses you can select and write in your notebook. The reference page number I have given, page number 140. Here I have written diamonds are used in glass cutting, rock drilling machines. They are used in ornaments, and diamond knives are used in the eye surgery. Apart from this, also I have told you that whatever use you get from the Google net, if it is scientifically correct, that use you can add over here. Next, uses of graphite, page number 141. Clearly you have the heading. Here also you have 5 uses given in the textbook. From that 5, you can select any 3 and write. The ones which I have selected are: graphite is used for making lubricants, graphite is used for making carbon electrodes, and graphite is used in pencils for writing. Apart from this, they have given in the textbook, it is used in paints and polish, it is used in arc lamps which give very bright light. Any 3 you can select and write. With this, we complete with the discussion of question number 2. So in question number 2, you will write only question number 2, B and C. Now we move to the next question, that is distinguish between. Question number 3, explain the difference. The first one is diamond and graphite. Now I have given you 3 points each. Apart from that, many uses are given in the textbook. Many distinguishing points are there in the textbook. You can select them and write. The first one I have gone for their physical state. So refer page number 140, properties. Properties of diamond they have given. Diamond is a brilliant, hard and crystalline allotrope of carbon. You can see the very first property. Little bit I have changed over there. There they have given brilliant and pure diamond is the hardest natural substance. So here I have added crystalline allotrope of carbon. For the first point of graphite, refer page number 141. Page number 141. Again the heading is properties. First point over there. Graphite found in nature is a black, soft, brittle and slippery crystalline allotrope of carbon. Point number 2, I have taken density as the distinguishing point. So on page number 140, under the heading of properties, point number 2, density of diamond is 3.5 grams per centimeter cube. And density of graphite is 1.9 to 2.3 gram per centimeter cube. This point is on page number 141 under the heading of properties of graphite, point number 4 over there. And the third point I have taken about conduction of electricity. So page number 140, under properties, last point, that is the 7th point in the textbook. Diamond is a bad conductor of electricity as it does not have free electrons. For the third point of graphite, page number 141, under the heading properties, second point. Inside each layer of graphite, free electrons move continuously within the entire layer, making graphite a good conductor of electricity. Apart from that, you can write diamond is used for making ornaments. Graphite is not used for making ornaments. Any difference, you can say any distinguishing point you can mention over here. I hope you have marked the points carefully. Now we move to the next distinguish, that is crystalline and non-crystalline forms of carbon. Crystalline and non-crystalline forms of carbon. Here the properties of crystalline form they have given in the textbook on page number 139. The points for non-crystalline forms, you have to write exactly the opposite of crystalline forms. So we begin with the first point, page number 139. You can see towards the end of the page, in blue color they have given crystalline forms under the heading allotropes of carbon. So point number 1 you can take from there. A crystalline form has a regular and definite arrangement of atoms. Exactly opposite you will have to write over here. The arrangement of carbon atoms in this form is not regular and definite. These points are given in the textbook. This you have to write exactly opposite to them. Second point, continue marking, page number 139, second point over there. They have high melting points and boiling points. Here you will write they have low melting points and boiling points. Point number 3, continue marking, page number 139. A crystalline form has a definite geometrical shape, sharp edges and plane surfaces. They are amorphous, hence they do not have definite geometrical shape. And in addition, I have given this: diamond, graphite and fullerene are the crystalline forms of carbon. Coal, coke and charcoal are the non-crystalline forms of carbon. That you can also add as an example, which is not a point of distinction. So I have just added as an information over there. Do not allot a separate point, because indistinguish between examples are not considered as a point. I hope you have got this. All points you can mark on page number 139, one below the other. Exactly opposite to that you write for the non-crystalline forms. With this we complete question number 3. Now we move towards the very important part of science. Write scientific reasons, that is give reasons. The first one, 4a. Graphite is a conductor of electricity. Just now when we had written the properties of graphite, there we had seen. Now why is graphite a conductor of electricity? Because it contains a large number of free electrons. So start marking in your textbook, page number 140. Page number 140, last paragraph with the heading structure. You can see under the heading structure for graphite, fourth line, that is your first point. Mark carefully. A graphite crystal is made of many sheets or layers of carbon atoms. For the second point, move to page number 141. Under the heading properties of graphite, second line, second point. Inside each layer of graphite, free electrons move continuously within the entire layer. Hence, graphite is a good conductor of electricity. First point, page number 140, last paragraph, that is the paragraph of structure. Fourth line over there, a graphite crystal is made of many sheets or layers of carbon atoms. Point number 2 is point number 2, property number 2 on page number 141. Inside each layer of graphite, free electrons move continuously within the entire layer. Hence, graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Now we move to the next give reason, question number 4b. Graphite is not used in ornaments. You know, you have studied about diamond. Diamond is used in ornaments. Why it is used in ornaments? Because diamond has a particular shine. Whereas if you look at graphite, it is black in color, then it has no shine, neither it is malleable nor ductile, so it is not used in ornaments. So point number 1 is property number 1 on page number 141 of your textbook. Refer page number 141 under properties. First property, graphite found in nature is black, soft, brittle and does not have a luster. This part you have to add. You can write it is non-shiny. Anyway, that is your point number 1. This point is very important, does not have a luster. Second, it is non-malleable and non-ductile. This point you have to add in the textbook. It is non-malleable, non-ductile. It does not possess any properties required for making ornaments. looking at the above properties, if you want to make ornaments, then they should be you can say molded into sheets or into wires. But all these properties are not possible. They are not possessed by graphite, and hence graphite is not used for making ornaments. Whatever I have highlighted or whatever I have underlined, that part is very, very important. That is the main reasoning part. Now we move to question number 4C. Question number 4C. Lime water turns milky when carbon dioxide is passed through it. This is a small activity in your textbook on page number 144. That activity is not removed out from the syllabus. You know that what is lime water? Lime water is nothing but calcium hydroxide. So when this carbon dioxide is passed through calcium hydroxide, what happens? A precipitate of calcium carbonate is formed. So that should be your first point. When carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, it reacts with calcium hydroxide, that is lime water, to form insoluble precipitate of calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3. Here the bracket should be closed after lime water. So this carbon dioxide, what happens when it is passed through lime water? It will react with it and it will form an insoluble precipitate of calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3. And this CaCO3, it gives a milky white precipitate. And for this give reason, your equation carries marks. So compulsory to write carbon dioxide plus lime water, that is calcium hydroxide, CaOH2, forms CaCO3. Now you can see an arrow in the downward direction. It is indicating precipitate. When you show air, you show in the upward direction. This precipitate is heavy, so it settles towards the bottom, and hence it is indicated by an arrow in the downward direction and water is formed. So naming calcium hydroxide, calcium carbonate. For such type of give reasons, anywhere if you find in the science, then you have to support by giving examples or equations. Last, question number 4D. Biogas is an eco-friendly fuel. Biogas is an eco-friendly fuel. Page number 148. You can see the heading of biogas plant. Why it is eco-friendly? Point number 1. You can directly mark in the textbook. Somewhere only you have to do some addition. Animal dung, dry leaves, wet garbage get decomposed by anaerobic microbes in a biogas plant and produce methane gas, which is called biogas. So see the requirements for the production of biogas. They are nothing but the wastes in the form of animal dung, dry leaves. So that should be your first point. Second point, biogas is a very cheap fuel option which meets the demand for cooking gas. See, it continuously it is given in the textbook, so only you have to allot the point numbers, and wherever I have changed, that small change you have to make. Third, biogas is eco-friendly. Why it is eco-friendly? Because it contains 55% to 60% of methane and rest is carbon dioxide. Up till here you have in the textbook. So this point you have to add. Hence on burning it does not cause pollution because no harmful gases are produced. So it does not cause pollution. Next, biogas is a fuel. This you have to mark directly in the textbook, which is convenient to use, and in addition to this, a very good manure is also produced as a side product of the process, and hence biogas is an eco-friendly fuel. Most of the points one after the other they are there in the textbook. Some addition you have to make. This first point is as it is given in the textbook. This is also as it is given here. Hence on burning does not cause pollution, you have to add. This point is as it is given in the textbook, and hence your concluding statement. With this we complete discussion of questions from 1 to 4. Now question number 5 we begin with, wherein many of the questions I have omitted because that questions I have segregated and I have given in the additional questions. So question number 5, explain the following. Question number 5. Explain the following. First one, 5A is omitted. Diamond, graphite, fullerenes are the crystalline forms of carbon. We already know. So you don't have to write all the properties, uses for all of them together. I have separated. Just now you have seen question number 2C, we have written the uses of diamond, graphite. So all we will not merge and write as a complete answer. So question number 5A you will not write. Question number 5B. Methane is called marsh gas. Methane or biogas, it is called the marsh gas. Point number 1 you have to note down somewhere. Methane gas is produced by the decomposition of plant and animal matter such as animal dung, dry leaves, etc. in marshy areas. You have to note down the point. See, I have formed this point by using the information on page number 148. You can see biogas plant, first 2 lines. That I have modified and formed your first point over here. Second point you will get on page number 147. Page number 147 you can see occurrence. There point number 5. As methane gas is found at the surface of marshy places, it is also called marsh gas. Very simple. Why it is called marsh gas? Because this methane gas in the form of bubbles, it is found in marshy places. Question number 5C is again omitted. Petrol, diesel, coal are fossil fuels and all. You don't have to mention about all together. Coal, coke I have included differently in your additional questions. Question number 5D is also omitted because they have asked uses of various allotropes of carbon. Already we have written the uses of diamond, we have written the uses of graphite. About fullerene, coal I have mentioned in the additional questions. So all the allotropes we will not write together. Neither it will be asked in the exam together. So question number 5A, question number 5C, D are omitted. We move towards question number 5E. Now they have asked the question, use of carbon dioxide in fire extinguisher. Use of carbon dioxide in fire extinguisher. Refer page number 146. Here I have taken the slide of regular fire extinguisher. You don't have to write all the points. On page number 146, you can see second paragraph. Under the heading of regular fire extinguisher, second paragraph. That entire paragraph you can write as the first use. Carbon dioxide based fire extinguishers do not cause corrosion and are non-conductors of electricity. Therefore, these are used when electrical and electronic equipment catches fire. That can be your first point. Second point I have mentioned here. Write next paragraph after that on page number 146. Carbon dioxide based fire extinguishers are used to extinguish small scale fire. 2 uses are enough. They have specified uses of carbon dioxide in fire extinguisher. So second paragraph under the heading of regular fire extinguisher on page number 146 and the third paragraph first 2 lines are enough. Our next question is question number 5F, practical uses of carbon dioxide. Same page, page number 146. Above regular fire extinguisher, just now where we have marked, above that only you have directly the answer for your question. They have given uses of carbon dioxide. Okay, so there you have 6 uses. I will read any 3 uses you can select and write. Carbon dioxide is used to make aerated drinks. Solid carbon dioxide is used in cold storage and also to keep milk and milk products and frozen substances cool during transport. It is also used for getting special effects of a mist in dramas and movies. Do not put any photographs. This is just for you to understand. Carbon dioxide obtained by chemical reaction or kept under pressure is used in fire extinguishers. Liquefied carbon dioxide is used to remove caffeine from coffee. Liquid carbon dioxide is used as a solvent in modern eco-friendly dry cleaning. And lastly, they have given in the textbook, plants use carbon dioxide in air for photosynthesis. As I have informed you just now, 6 practical uses they have given. Out of 6, you can select any 3 of your choice, the ones which you feel easy, and apart from that, any other use also which you know you can add over here. Question number 5 is over. For question number 5, as I have told you, 5B, 5E and 5F. These 3 only you are going to write and learn, because the others I have separated and given you ahead. Question number 6. Write 2 physical properties each. Whatever names they have given, you are going to write 2 physical properties for each. First one, 6A, diamond. Very simple. Direct answers, page number 140. You can see the heading of properties of diamond. 7 properties are given. Any 2 you can select and write. I have selected the easier ones. Brilliant and pure diamond is the hardest natural substance. Acids or bases have no effect on diamond. You can write any other property from the textbook, whichever you wish. Now B, question number 6B, they have given there as charcoal. Cancel it, because in the textbook if you see there is no physical property given for charcoal. So instead of charcoal we will take fullerene, the next one, as B. And C we will take graphite, because they have not mentioned graphite. So B we have taken fullerene, in the textbook it is C. For the properties of fullerene, refer page number 142. Page number 142, you can see right on the top, blue colored block. Left hand side is properties. 3 properties are given. Any 2 you select and write. I have taken the first 2. Molecules of fullerenes are found in the form of buckyballs and bucky tubes. There are 30 to 900 carbon atoms in one molecule of fullerene. Next, as I have told you, charcoal is cancelled. In place of charcoal, we have taken graphite. So that is actually an additional question. I don't have to tell you, physical properties of graphite are on page number 141. 5 properties are given. Any 3 you can select and write. 2 or 3 you can select and write. Graphite found in nature is black, soft, brittle and slippery. Graphite can be used for writing on paper. Third one I have taken, inside each layer of graphite, free electrons move continuously within the entire layer, making graphite a good conductor of electricity. I hope you have marked each and every answer carefully. With this, we will stop with our today's session. We have completed from question number 1 to question number 6. Question number 7, 8, 9 will be taken up in the next session, and also I will provide you with the additional questions for this chapter. So I request when you attend the tomorrow's session, you will be present with a textbook and pencil. As you see in this chapter, there are no activities. All the activities they have removed out from the syllabus due to the pandemic. So after the additional questions, this chapter will get over, and then we will start with a new chapter from section B. So I request all of you not only to read the textbook, but similarly and parallelly you have to see that your notebooks are also completed. So preparation for your exam, it will be helpful for you. Thank you, dear children.